Fortnite has given us some great mythic items this season that are not only fun to use, but a huge change of pace from the regular Fortnite weapons. Each mythic weapon is based on a superpower from the Marvel Universe. It gives us an all-powerful feeling wielding such weapons as Thor's Mjolnir hammer and Wolverine's claws. You can find these mythic weapons in a few ways. Firstly, you can find the heroes or villains yourself and defeat them to gain their powers. Right now, you have Doom's Domain, ruled by Dr. Doom, Stark Industries protected by Iron Man, and Wolverine lurking around Slurpy Swamp and Weeping Woods. If that sounds like too much of a hotspot, you can find other mythic weapons in Stark loot carriers. The best way to use them though is in the Marvel Knockout and Takeover LTMs. This gives you the full arsenal of mythic weapons to use. With all these cool items, we have to ask ourselves, how do they rank? We've decided to take it on ourselves to rank all these mythic weapons against each other. We looked at how useful they are in battle, how much damage they cause, and how accessible they are. Using all this information, we were able to create a ranking that we think is fair and accurate. Before we start our rankings, why not give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click that bell so you never miss a video. This is Newscape Games, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, and theories. Iron Man's Unibeam. The first mythic weapon we'll be looking at is Iron Man's Unibeam. The Unibeam shoots a giant laser out of your chest, blasting through at least 2 layers of structures, destroying them and dealing 90 damage to the player behind them. It features a cooldown period of 35 seconds. This sounds really awesome on paper, but how does it function in real combat? Well, we've been using it since upstate New York's arrival on the island, and we have to say, it's awesome. The laser annihilates opponents and works as the perfect counter to a player turtling so they can heal. Not only does it work great in that respect, but it also is great at announcing your arrival to a fight. Blasting away 90 hit points of the enemy's health pretty much guarantees a clean kill. This power-up is an easy S rank. Dr. Doom's Arcane Gauntlets. This mythic item has been wreaking havoc all season long. The Arcane Gauntlets do 45 damage to players and structures, and come with one special ability. The Arcane Jump lets players jump another time in the air to gain altitude every 10 seconds. It also removes fall damage. The increase in mobility and the heavy damage against opponents makes this a must-have during battle. It can cleanly get a player where they need to be to deal out damage that will quickly eliminate the enemy. We think this earns the rank of B. It's not the best mythic item, but if you see it, we highly recommend picking it up. Venom's Smash and Grab. As we wait for Fortnite to release their Venom skin, we can get our fix by using his mythic item. Venom's Smash and Grab is a useful item when used with a more powerful weapon. It functions much like a harpoon gun, grabbing opponents and drawing them in close. When used along with She-Hulk's fists or Wolverine's claws, it can change the course of a battle. On its own though, it leaves a lot to be desired. Its lack of versatility and reliance on another item means we just can't rank this high. We give it a C. Not the worst one on our list, but certainly not something we'll be seeking out. She-Hulk's Fists. This mythic item can only be found in the Marvel Takeover and Knockout LTMs. She-Hulk's Fists delivers some serious damage as melee weapons, and with each swing you create a new combo. These are devastating. They can quickly destroy an opponent with ease, and when used in conjunction with a longer range weapon, they can create an unbeatable loadout. We find that while useful, She-Hulk's Fists just don't have the same style and usefulness as other melee mythic items on this list. They are great, and we hope we can use them in regular Battle Royale sooner rather than later. We think it earns the rank of B. Please don't sue us, Miss Walters. It's just our opinion. Silver Surfer's Board. This mythic item has been here from the start of the season, which is probably why we've almost forgotten about it. Silver Surfer's Board is a purely mobility-based item. Launch into the air and carve up the skies with Silver Surfer's Board. You can reactivate to cancel early. It has a cooldown of 35 seconds, meaning once you use it, you better be landing where you want to. It reminds us of the launch pad, sending players flying into the air only for them to glide down. The key difference between these two items is that the board just doesn't reach as high as the launch pad. This makes the item not only substandard, but kind of disappointing. It can be used to cover long distances, but so can any other vehicle in the game. We almost never include this in our loadout, and usually leave it for the trash man to collect. We give this a solid F. Iron Man's Repulsor Gauntlet. Next we turn our gaze back to Iron Man, this time looking at his Repulsor Gauntlet. The gauntlet deals a damage of 20 for every hit, and includes two very useful special abilities. The first is a boost jump. Every 20 seconds you can jump another time to gain altitude and hover in the air, and it cancels out fall damage. The second special ability is aimbot. If an enemy is far enough away, the projectiles will be homing towards them. This weapon is pretty great and versatile. The aimbot means that it can function over long distances with perfect accuracy. The 20 damage is rather low, but when it's paired with the aimbot, it balances out fairly well. The boost jump is also great as you can outmaneuver even the most skilled builders. We've pointed out how similar this mythic item is to Doom's arcane gauntlets before. They have similar special abilities, but Iron Man's are in a rank above it for one key reason. The boost jump is far more useful than the arcane jump. It gives players a type of mobility that is more important than the weapon itself. That's why Iron Man's Repulsor Gauntlets earn the rank of A. Groot's Bramble Shield. The next mythic item is probably the most unique one of the bunch. Groot's Bramble Shield creates a protective tree barrier around the player that not only stops all damage, but even heals the player. When rolling, it deals 150 in structure damage, and restores health at a rate of 20 hit points every 2 seconds for a total of 3 times. It also features a cooldown period of 20 seconds. This mythic item is great for changing the course of a battle. By jumping into the shield, players can put distance between enemies, destroy their builds, and get a quick heal in. The drawbacks to this power is that it's not great for offense, and the limited time you have in the shield mode makes it so that while useful, it won't guarantee any sort of victory. That's why we feel comfortable giving Groot's Bramble Shield a ranking of C. Wolverine's Claws. We now look at the newest mythic item to hit the Battle Royale game mode. Wolverine's Claws are a devastating melee weapon. They deal out 35 damage to a player and a whopping 50 damage to a structure. It also includes 3 special attacks. Number 1 is the Spin Slash, where you spin around in the air dealing damage to players and structures. This has a cooldown of 5 seconds. Number 2 is Air Dash, which dashes forward in the direction you are looking, dealing 25 damage. Another cooldown of 5 seconds. Lastly is Dodge, which is when you use the other 2 abilities without making contact with anything. This is a great weapon, and one that opens up huge avenues in a Battle Royale match. Melee weapons aren't really a thing in Fortnite. Sure, you have your pickaxe, but it's no match even for a single common pistol. These claws really turn the game up a notch. The best way to counter it is with a good shotgun of decent rarity. Because of its sheer ruthlessness, we give Wolverine's Claws the rank of S. Dr. Doom's Mystical Bomb. When he first arrived on Fortnite Island, Dr. Doom was something of a major threat. He had 2 mythic weapons that could destroy a player before they even knew what was happening. One of those weapons ranks high on our list. The Mystical Bomb summons a massive energy ball, dealing huge damage to the environment and sets them on fire. It has a cooldown of 20 seconds and does a solid 60 damage. This weapon might seem weak sauce when compared to Iron Man's Unibeam, but don't let the stats fool you. The Mystical Bomb is great for Battle Royale. The fact that the Mystical Bomb sets the environment it hits on fire is hugely important. If the enemy is in a confined space like a house, then this will seriously mess up their day. We give the Mystical Bomb the rank of A. It's powerful and useful in many ways. Black Panther's Kinetic Armor. Our next mythic item has been something of a mystery to us here at Newscape Games. We were never quite sure how best to use this item. The Kinetic Armor knocks back opponents, disorienting them, and allows players to pounce in and deliver a decisive blow. The problem with this item is that it requires another item to supplement it. Whether it's a shotgun or another mythic item, that's what really gets the kill. The kinetic armor just doesn't work as great as we'd hoped. Often, we find ourselves not even activating it during a match. It's useful for only a few different scenarios, and that's it. Its lack of usefulness makes us rank this item D. Thor's Mjolnir Strike. We were very excited when we heard this was added to the game. Thor's Mjolnir Strike gives players the ability to summon Thor's legendary hammer, which crushes everything in its path. It deals players 60 damage, and will destroy any building or structure in its path. It also has a cooldown of 25 seconds. That doesn't sound great in our book. While destroying structures and dealing heavy damage is good, the long cooldown and how close you need to get to use it makes it not very versatile. In addition, it's just not that devastating, unless an opponent has built a huge tower. This isn't the best, and earns its rank of C. Storm's Whirlwind Blast. Flying into the game recently was Storm's Whirlwind Blast. This mythic item reflects the mutant powers of Storm. It lets the player unleash a wild wind blast that sends players flying backwards, and deals 100 damage to structures. This mythic item isn't that great. We've seen some pro players use it to great advantage, sending enemies flying off builds to their deaths. But that's an exception. Most of the time, this doesn't help out that much. It just kind of takes up a slot in your inventory. Like we said, it certainly is useful in certain scenarios, but we just can't give this any more than a D. There you have our rankings of all Season 4 Mythic Weapons. If you disagree with one of our rankings, let us know in a comment down below. We think we were fair with our rankings, taking into consideration different playstyles and tactics. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel, and click that bell so you never miss a video. This has been Newscape Games, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, and theories. Thank you for watching.
There. All right. This one goes here. That one goes there. Sorry, sir. We're closed.
Brains.
Oh, jeez. It's just you, Dad. Could you cut that out?
Oh, Jules, you're no fun.
Why are you walking around like a zombie anyway? Is this your form of a dad joke?
You didn't hear. Apparently I'm coming back, and not as a fish this time either.
Oh, well, that's exciting. Maybe we can be in some mini-games together when you're back.
Yes, that sounds lovely. For those unaware, we play mini-games on Newscape Pro 2, 4, and our newest channel, Newscape Pro 5, which everyone should definitely subscribe to.
Who are you talking to?
No one. Now, do you want some candy?
You're weird.
More for me then.
You sure you're up for this?
This is the second time that Mystique's made a fool of us all. I'm not gonna let it happen again.
Still, won't you get bored down here?
As if. I know about 300 bodyweight exercises that'll keep me occupied while I stand guard.
Well, I pity anyone who tries to